The Dead Pair Podcast is brought to you by Elite Shotgun. They stand behind you. It is fueled by Fiocchi.
Welcome to the Dead Pair Podcast. Coming in hot with everything you want to hear about sporting clays.
Ben Hustway.
Each short blind person would have to fight 14 kangaroos.
Let's get Anthony on the phone.
You're making a big mistake, okay?
Yeah.
We're talking Gianna Santo tonight.
Well, I have something, but I don't know how much everyone's going to like it.
I was not ready for that.
With your hosts, Jason Rambo.
You just didn't want my wife to edit something else you did.
And Sean Alley.
Gotta keep it PG-13, man.
Often imitated, but never duplicated. It's the Dead Pair Podcast.
The Dead Pair.
And now, it's showtime.
Well, hello there, Mr. Large and in charge, face to face, back in Ohio.
Yeah,
What's
welcome back to the Buckeye State, right? You've been swatting skeeters and looking at palm trees for the last 4 months.
I don't know about swatting skeeters, but yeah, it's been kind of warm. We've got a full house in here tonight. Not just me back in here, but we have our board president, board as in Ohio Sport and Clays Association, Miss Christina Loudenslager. What's up, Christina?
That's good.
And also, general manager of Eagles Nest Sporting Grounds.
Yes.
So, and we also have, he's smirking over here.
The infamous.
Smiling, the infamous manager from the Cardinal Shooting Grounds, Mr. Jake Spengler. What's up, Jake?
Doing well, guys. How are you?
Doing real good. This trip back up here to Ohio has reminded me of a lot of ways why I really miss y'all, but I don't miss everything else.
Like we talked about before we pushed the record button, Jason, we missed you so much.
So very much. Forgot what a joy it was to work with him across the table.
Yeah, we had a lot of poking and prodding going on before the record button was lit. But, no, this is pretty cool. We're talking Ohio State Championship tonight. Sean, we have a tourney talk we need to get to real quick.
Yes.
It's Tourney Talk. Brought to you by Score Chaser.
Okay, everybody, we got a few of them here. The New Hampshire State opened up. It is June 8th through the 9th. Again, that's this year at 20th Skeet and Clays. Also, the 2024 Iowa State Championship is now open for registration. That is going to be August 1st through the 4th at Highland Hunting. RC Cup opened up, and it's January 30th through February the 2nd, and that's 2025 next year at South Florida Shooting Club. Last but not least, the 2025 Browning Briley at Greater Houston is also live. It will be April 8th through the 12th. Again, that's 2025. So you guys get out there, get registered before all the good spots get gone.
Yeah, speaking of that, we might as well just go ahead and throw this in there. This is the Ohio State Championship shoot, August 1st through the 4th. Is that right, Jake? That's right.
Yes, sir.
So, Christina, I know, Sean, you got some questions too. I kind of want to start with you, Christina. What this means, we're all board members, all of us sitting in here. But talk about what the Ohio State Championship means to the board. Obviously, we know the mission statement for the OSCA is to, introduce more and more shooters, just like we do in this podcast. But we really hold this in a really high place, this Ohio State shoot. Talk about that for a minute.
It's the biggest thing we do all year, planning for it. It's super important to our state, board members, shooters. Everyone looks forward to it. It's a lot of hard work. We start working on it as soon as the other state shoot's over. 2023 finished, and we were already working on 2024.
Yep, and it's a third biggest state shoot in the country. And we draw, Jake, do you know ballpark numbers, what the ratio is in-state shooters versus out-of-state shooters?
Probably 60-40.
60-40. So we're getting a good draw from other states. People travel from all over. We've had people from Canada. We've had people from Florida, everywhere else. They come here because it's a good time.
Yeah, let me twist this around a little bit, Sean. I want to ask you a question.
Yep.
As a new board member, you joined us there late last year.
Right.
I think it wasn't it, Christina? Yeah. What's your opinion on the, you kind of were quiet the first few meetings during the board meetings, but I know you engulfed a lot. It's a lot more serious than you thought it was, I bet.
Well, absolutely. As a shooter, when you go to a state shooter or any kind of shoot for that matter, you don't realize all the work that goes on behind the scenes. And we've said it time and time again. There's so much that has to happen, so much planning that has to take place. Budgeting, financing, scheduling, the target setters, scheduling to get all the clays there, the field set up. It's a never-ending battle, and it takes damn near a whole year to get everything in place for the upcoming championship.
Right. Jake, this is where I'm going to switch it over to you a little bit. I mean, I know it's a 2-year bid, and, you held the state shoot last year, which I think was super successful. And I know you're no stranger to putting on state shoots. You've held regionals at the Cardinal Center. You're holding a regional next year at the Cardinal Center, 2025 Northeast Regional. What's different this year? What have you done preparation-wise, something that you didn't have to deal with last year, or maybe you wanted to change, or talk to everybody what's different this year?
I don't think it's anything that I've done personally, Jason, or that the facility's done. I think the board's come together. I was thinking about this on the way down here. We've embraced a lot of change.
Yeah.
And to add to your point, last year was a success. We broke records, right? We look to do that again in 2024, but it's a collective thing. Board members they're not paid positions. It's a thankless position. And to get the effort that we get out of our board every month at a meeting, and then during the state shoot, speaks volumes to what it means to our board hosting a high quality event, and numbers show that when you're drawing 557, 600 shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a new board member, I'll just say, I mean, it's a great group of people to work with. Everybody is very into it. Everybody's very concerned about doing a good job and putting our best foot forward so that anybody that comes can say, wow, they did a great job and I'd like to come back again.
Yeah. Christina, talk about that. I mean, all of our board members, except for one, are shooters, registered shooters, shoot regularly. Yeah. I know there's been some high tensions during the meeting, but really it's just because we're all so passionate about it.
Oh,
really.
Yeah, definitely. I will say that our state association is very, very present for the state shoot as far as the planning goes, the dinner, the trophies, and even in the payout. So to work really close with Cardinal this year again and Jake, it is a lot of high pressure.
Yeah.
But it is because everyone is very passionate about it. But we've got a great board. I mean, starting from the top, I'm the president, you're the VP. We have Sean Alley, business owner, shooter.
Yep.
Bill Elliott, coaching, business owner,
yeah.
delegate. And then we have Todd Rumbarger, who's our financial guy, treasurer. He's been in a financial institution for a while.
And his son is a phenomenal shooter.
Yep. And then Casey's our secretary.
Yep.
She's fantastic. Her and her spreadsheets are killer.
Oh, my goodness.
She loves her spreadsheets.
We're going to give her a lot of credit here in a minute because when we get down to, the make or break, we're going to talk about that a little bit. Talk about the purse this year, Christina. I know that was something that the board as a whole, we kind of agreed but disagreed, and everybody kind of had different ideas, but we all, at the end of the day, we all came together and we got one hell of a purse this year.
Yeah, we did the split again this year. Cardinal put up some money and then we matched it. I think we're over $92,000 as far as payouts and trophies and everything goes.
So, Jake, you want to break some of that down for us? I mean, like what's HOA, what's first in class, what's that going to be? I'm sure everybody listening that's thinking about coming to the shoot would love to know some of that.
And you have to ask when I'm not on that page.
Take your time. We can edit this part out.
Well, wait a minute. What page are you on? Are you looking at the numbers? Where are we at right now? What shooters or?
No, you talked about states earlier, and I'm just sitting here looking at Alabama, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, North Carolina, and New York, and I hadn't made it through the list yet. So to answer Sean's question, we're drawing a lot of non-resident shooters.
That's good.
Which is huge. We've got a huge contingent of shooters in Ohio, but also in our surrounding states. But then, you're looking at Alabama, California, Connecticut. Those aren't bordering states to Ohio. So
No.
So we're doing something right as a board, and I think attendance reflects that again.
Yeah.
Amen.
While you're looking that up, Jake, Texas is number one, and let's face it, Ohio is a quarter the size of Texas, and there's a lot of great shooting facilities down there, a lot of shooting down there,
Oh, yeah.
And, but, I mean, I think they had, they combined the Brown and Briley this year, so I think they were up over 900 or right at 900, wasn't it? Does anybody know?
It was close to that.
It was close to that,
It was very close to that.
And now, so Georgia's had the number 2 spot, but I think there's a chance this year that we might get that spot. I don't know. I mean, hopefully we do. I mean, not just for, listen, I don't care about being 1, 2, and 3. It's just the fact that we're putting on such a successful shoot that many people want to attend it. Did you find your numbers, Jake?
No.
Well, and
I found more numbers to go back to Sean's point. Right as of the beginning of March, we were at, just right at 350 shooters, and 59% of them were in state, and 40% were out of state. So
nice.
There you go. Where are we at now? Do you know? I think we're over 400.
Yeah, I think we were 414. I do know we're at 384 in the main, 292 in the prelim, 198 in FTAS. So if you're a FTAS shooter, you should probably sign up pretty soon.
Okay, so something fun. We're going to start ladies first. As a board member, what is your ideal number for this year? How many shooters would you like to see there?
Anything that over last year's number.
Which was 500?
557 total.
557. What about you, Sean?
I was hoping we were going to hit the big 600. That's what was my goal.
And that was mine as well. What about you, Jake?
6 would be awesome. I'm kind of with Christina. Anything over 557 is a win, right? Last year we competed against the Western Regional. It was held the same dates, so
and we still beat the number.
And we don't have that conflict. We're coming off the U.S. Open. We're a week removed from that. 3 days, 4 days actually. So
point to that. We talked about our date is August 1st through the 4th, but it's the weekend following or the week following the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. So this is an opportunity for any of you shooters that are going to the U.S. Open or listening to this. If you're traveling back down through the states, you can come due east and hit the Ohio State Championship. What are we, about 7 hours?
Yeah, 6-7 hours.
From Northbrook?
Yeah, straight down I-70 from Illinois to Ohio.
So it's not a hard sale, especially when you look at our purses and stuff.
There's incentive there. I mean, we have our payouts. This year we have in-state and out-of-state trophies for everything. So there is a lot of incentive. We have the 3 nights at the
hotel if you register by the end of the month, right?
Yep.
That's
any
huge.
out-of-state shooter registers before the end of the month, they can potentially win a night stay.
Nice.
At a hotel.
To ease some of that cost. So I got to your payout thing there.
Okay.
Chase.
Where are we at? Start with HOA.
4,500. No, I'm sorry. 4,000.
4,000.
Runner-up's 2,500.
Okay. And first in class?
1,000.
And how far back's it pay?
5th.
5th. So go run that down. 1,000.
800, 500, 350, 250.
Very nice.
And that's every class.
That's every class. And then we're also paying out concurrents. 1st through 3rd, 350, 250, 150.
Very nice. And this doesn't include options and all that other jazz. So another thing, too, since we're on payout, make a break. We are doing, I don't want to say the C word. What is it? What did we decide we were going to call buy your gun or something like that, or buy your shooter or whatever? Top gun or
show of guns. It was the
show of guns. That's what we're calling. But we'll have an auctioneer there, and we're looking for sponsors to help put extra money into that. And if you do qualify, so it's top 8 masters and AA, top 4 A through E, and then there's $100. Is it $100? Buy-in, if they qualify, and then plus the auction, right? So I think that could generate a lot. We've seen this go really, really big. Last year was really fun. It was the first time we did it, and I think it worked really well. This is where I got to credit our secretary, Casey Young. She came up with a spreadsheet and a way to put this together to make it so much easier on us.
It's going to be so much better.
Zero math.
Yes.
Right?
Keep track of the bids and keep track of the money and who's who. And oh my goodness, thankfully.
Yeah, thank goodness for her.
Yeah. But Sean, why don't you talk about some of the giveaways and stuff we've got going on this year? We're giving away some guns and stuff.
Yeah, we got a pretty good batch from Beretta. They've was it 5 pistols?
I think I've got that in my notes right here in front of me. It's 5 pistols and 2 shotguns.
2 shotguns.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 7 guns are going to be up for grabs, and then some of the other raffles. What are some of the big things we're doing?
We're giving away a Atlas trap from Clay Range Design Works.
That's right.
There's your plug, Jace.
Man, do you know that guy? He's awesome.
I do know that guy.
He is
I wouldn't
awesome.
call him awesome. That's not the adjective I'd use.
Daggone it.
We have a gun in that.
There's
glasses.
a gun. I think there's some glasses. I think we potentially have enough.
And those are not cheap glasses, by the way. Either.
Absolutely
Those are Ranger
not.
Reacts.
So and I think we've got some ammo that'll probably go on the raffle table. I know we're doing a bunch of giveaways with ammo.
I was going to say some ammo.
FTAS trophies are a bunch of Game Bore ammo, as they're the sponsor.
Yeah, there's
of
trophies and then
the
like your
FTAS
payouts, the the ammo.
Yeah.
So we have ammo from both Game Board and Fiocchi.
And Winchester.
And
RC.
Winchester.
And RC.
Yeah. Giving away flats of ammo, folks.
Nice. And another big thing, the golf cart. We're raffling off
Yeah.
a brand new Easy Go golf cart with a trailer.
200 tickets sold.
Yeah, that's all there is. It's 200 tickets, folks.
Yeah.
It's $100 a ticket. So
And
if
they
you need
can-
one, let us know.
And they can buy that ticket through registration, right?
Yes, sir.
Registration or even at any of the bigger clubs here in Ohio.
Right. Or look up any of us board members.
The board
We've got
members.
tickets also. And now, just so everybody understands, that's a brand new Easy Go golf cart. And that is the SC model, which stands for Sporting Clay. So it's already lifted. It's got nice wheels on it. It's a really pretty blue, too.
It's blue,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Got
not
a
just
roof.
white.
It's got
Yeah.
a trailer.
Got the roof, got a trailer to hook up and go.
I think the MSRP is like, what, 13, 14 grand on that? It's a nice,
With
it's
the
a nice
tra-
buggy.
Without the trailer.
Without the trailer,
Yeah,
yeah.
so with the trailer, you're well over, you're north of 15.
Easy.
So
Easy.
for $100 for a ticket, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Only
So-
200 sold.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody interested in that, if you're listening to this and if you're not coming, which breaks our heart, but if you're not coming, they can still buy a ticket. They don't need to be present to win.
That's right.
Get a hold of any of us board members. We'll be more than happy to help. But we hope that you're registering. We hope that you're coming to the shoot, and you can buy a ticket during registration. Jake, what else you got for us over there? You're looking at all these notes, man. I know you got.
The Ohio State shoot's become such an experience, right? And I think target setters, Joe Skoll's going to be there again this year. Ethan Smith's going to set some stuff. I think we'll probably have him Rochambeau to see who sets what. But I thought they both did a great job last year on every event. I don't think from start to finish there was anything that was over the top. So it provided a challenge to the big guys and a lot of entertainment to
the lower classes.
to the lower classes for sure.
Yeah.
And then I think when you come to Ohio, the food's always great, right?
Yes.
So Friday and Saturday night, we're gonna feed you. We're gonna have some libations, some adult libations. So
So talk about, there's a bourbon tasting.
yep, Bill Elliott sponsoring a bourbon tasting, and then Ethan Smith is sponsoring some cigars, complimentary cigars for some
yeah.
folks.
Nice.
And then we're going to have beer wagon there on Saturday night.
Both Friday and
Saturday night.
Yep, because we'll do hors d'oeuvres on Friday night, and then dinner on Saturday with raffle stuff, the show of guns,
All that.
the whole nine. Last year it was packed. I bet you there was 450 people there on Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
That was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
good turnout.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
And Friday night was well attended too. So, I mean, if you're planning to come to the Ohio State shoot, I would not neglect the extracurricular
The
activities.
evening festivities are good stuff.
And we've talked about that so many times on this podcast is, hanging around after the shoot. And that's something, Christine, I'll let you talk on that. That's something that the Ohio State shoot over the years has really attracted. The people really aren't shooting and bugging out. If, let's say we had 5 something in the main last year, and Jake just said there was almost 400 people there on Saturday night hanging out, watching the shoot-offs and stuff. Talk about that for a minute and that kind of, that environment that we've created.
Something different we did this year was we left our shoot-offs off of Saturday so that people can hang out and enjoy it. But we have the Friday night hors d'oeuvres and cigar drinks. It's different. Our atmosphere at the state shoots, it's like a big family, and everyone does kind of stick around for it, even when there isn't anything to watch or shoot-offs or anything. So
A lot of gossip, a lot of gabbing going
Oh,
on.
my
a lot of
goodness.
that.
And a lot of
Absolutely.
history. Look at some of the people that attend. Tommy Thompson's been shooting sporting clays since it got to the States, So, I mean, and he's written for NSCA and any publication you could possibly imagine. So there's a lot of history of shooting within the state, whether it be trap or sporting.
Yeah, some of the shooters that have attended this shoot are some of the best in the nation, really. I mean, if you stop and think about it, over the last 2-3 years, some of the shooters that have showed up have just been amazing. Of course, I heard a little birdie told me that there might be somebody that's the pinnacle right now might be showing up. I'm just not going to say anything. We'll just see what happens. But, hey, it's hot in here. We need to kick the air conditioners on.
All right, want to take 5?
Let's do it. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Jason and I really love bringing this podcast to you week after week, but it does take a lot of time and a lot of resources to make it happen. And without these very special people, we couldn't do it on a week-by-week basis. Hey, Toby Tomplay, help these guys remember who they need to support.
Yes, sir. They can support Fiocchi USA, Elite Shotguns, Vero Beach Clay Shooting Sports, Score Chaser, Dawn Grant, Odo Pro Technologies, Rhino Chokes, RE Ranger, Taconic Distillery, and Atlas Trap Company.
All right, we're back. Hey, let's real quick run down through the boring stuff, because if somebody is traveling, they need to know what hotel, what airport, all that kind of stuff. Talk about that, Jake. What's close?
John Glenn International, 40 minutes from the club. Real easy to get in and out of, especially if you're traveling with firearms. Accommodations as far as hotels, everything's within 20 minutes. Anything you could possibly imagine to eat, from high-end steak joints to burger joints. Hotels probably anywhere from $100 a night, $125 a night to $250 a night. We also have 500 campsites, 350 are full service with electric, water, and sewer, 29 cabins. I'm pretty sure if you want to do that, go the cabin route right now, Jason, you probably have to get on a wait list.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want to do and you want to stay on site and you don't want to bring the camper, you can do that. We do have a couple of vendors that will bring a camper in, set it up for you, and then all you have to do is pay for the site fee over the weekend and occupy the camper. So you can stay. There's multiple avenues to stay on site if that's what you want to do. There's loads of opportunity if you're a hotel dweller.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Polaris is right down the road, and there's just about everything you can think of there as far as food goes. Seafood, steak, anything.
Well, speaking of food, Christina, you have our menu for Friday and Saturday night.
I do.
Want to rattle that off? Tell us what we're eating?
Yeah, sure. We have barbecue chicken, teriyaki chicken, Italian chicken, steak, pork, and balsamic grilled mushrooms. We have a whole display that'll include cheese, meats, crackers, nuts, dried fruits, vegetables, with the dips, hummus and whatnot. Fruit, it looks like buffalo chicken dip, if you like that. There's potato salad, pasta salad, macaroni salad, stuffed mushrooms with sausage.
Oh my
That's a big
goodness.
one. Rolls, butter, and drink.
I don't think anybody's going to be hungry regardless of what diet they're on.
No, they did a
Sean.
bang-up job last year. It was fantastic. That whole hors d'oeuvre thing was awesome.
Plus-
It
food was
sounds like
great.
a charcuterie.
Plus-
a giant,
Yeah.
go pick exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Plus complimentary beer and bourbon and ice cream.
Oh yeah. Sierra Custom Homes sponsored ice cream. So everybody will have ice cream. We'll have 2 locations for ice cream. One will be close to registration where the party tent is for Friday and Saturday night. And then one will be either on a main event course or a prelim course.
Hey, you know what? That sounds silly, but I talk about Florida all the time, but August in Ohio is no joke. It can get hot. Inhuman. So that ice cream hits the spot.
It does. It does.
Oh, yeah. The ice cream definitely is a thing. It's a good thing.
It's a busy place to be.
It can be.
And what do you think, Sean? Are we setting up the Dead Pair tent? Are we going to do a Dead Pair hangout at least on Friday night? Maybe.
Yeah, let's do it Friday night, and then we won't set any rock hard dates, but we'll be around. We'll be around.
For
Yeah,
Saturday.
you guys will be busy Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday will be
We got
busy,
the
but
show
Friday
of
night we'll be
guns
hanging
and
out.
But if somebody wants to stick around afterwards and have a drink, we'll be more than happy to sit down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We're gonna be there.
and you'll make plenty of friends.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
It will be a busy place.
Yes.
Talk about that, Sean. We had a guy email us last year, and I've seen him 3 times at shoots since then. And forgive me, I'm sorry, buddy. I don't remember your name. I was running into so many people. You know who I'm talking about. That he came up to us and said, "Hey, I'm here because I heard this on the podcast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This Ohio State shoot is just off the charts."
Well, and not only that guy, but I had at least a half a dozen people when I was there last year. A guy talked to me for about 20, 30 minutes from Tennessee. First time he'd ever been to Ohio for a shoot. He was very impressed with the facilities, very impressed with all the amenities. And there were several other people that came. Younger shooters came in. They might have been part of the SCTP first time there. And again, I mean, it's such a wide, mixed variety of people. I mean, we got people coming from how many states, Jake?
21 states and 1 Canadian province.
That's just right now.
Just right now.
That's right now.
And then, here we are just in May. So-
Talk about that, Christina, just for a brief second. There's a lot of I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I want to say pride, but that's not it. There's a lot of nostalgia there, being the Ohio State shoot and being an Ohio resident. But we've also taken a lot of pride as a board welcoming out-of-state residents, and I think we're over 40% right now, or just at 40% for out-of-state. Talk about that, Christina, what it means to the board and inviting all these people to come join us.
Sure. I mean, our state can only be so big, right? So we open it up for everyone to come. We're welcoming. Our state's awesome. It can't get any better than our state. I don't know why you're going to Florida, but
Facts.
The one thing Ohio doesn't have is sand and palm trees. Okay, you have to. If you got past that, you'd probably convince my wife to stay. So,
but I mean, we're a small state, and we throw a top 4 state shoot in the country.
Annually.
Top three, yeah.
Yeah.
Annually.
Every year it gets bigger, and we keep adding more and more to it as, payouts and trophies and hangout spots and so on. We just keep adding more and more.
Well, I think one of the biggest compliments we got last year was Malcolm and Melanie Parker. They'd come up here for the first time. They never really spent too much time in Ohio. And Malcolm said, we had no idea you guys had this stuff. Because they not only did they go to the Ohio State shoot, but they visited Eagles Nest, they visited Airport Ridge, they visited Hillendale. So, I mean, they realized just how many fantastic shooting facilities we have here in the state of Ohio, and they planned on staying up here. I think they hold us for a month.
Yeah, and that's the one statement that sticks in my mind. Sorry, Malcolm, I'm going to repeat this. He's like, I'll never miss it again.
Yeah.
He's like, I had no idea. And he told me that. He's like, Jason, he goes, I had no idea.
And I think for people coming from Georgia, I mean, Georgia is the second biggest shoot. For them to say that and to mean it, it meant a lot. Yeah. It meant an awful lot.
Absolutely.
Think regional size in a state shoot.
Yes, absolutely.
All the amenities are there, the same as the regional has.
Well, and speak about that, Jake, because you have the Northeast Regional for 2025 at the same grounds, and these same amenities are available,
and some of the same target setters.
Some of the same target setters. Can you give us that little tease? Do you know who the target setters are for the 2025 Northeast Regional?
I've got a good idea. I would like to do something that you didn't know was going to happen, but I would like to invite you to come set an event at the Northeast Regional.
Dun, dun, dun.
Really?
I would.
Can I pick the event?
No, because you're going to shoot a bunch of the big stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
but
and at least I know I'm going to get a shameless plug every Dead Pair podcast.
That's right, you will.
Well, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, dude.
I appreciate that.
We've been buddies for a long time, so I mean, it's
well. Just so you guys know, that goes a little further. I'll let this cat out of the bag. I've been asked to set one of the events at the Florida State shoot next year. So starting to spread my wings a little bit, you know. I mean,
are you not setting for our state?
I'm setting the practice.
He's going to change practice daily.
Right?
Daily.
I hate I just absolutely love Joe Skull, and I just hate for people to go, man, the practice targets are better than your targets. I'm just kidding. Oh, I threw that out there. I love you, Joe. I'm just kidding, buddy.
Your phone's going to be blowing up.
No.
We're putting our boots on in here right now.
Right? I mean, I could never live up to those standards. Joe's an awesome target setter, and I love his targets. I love shooting his targets.
But we've got we'll have some new things for the regional. We'll have a different course. Maybe 2. We'll see how we can progress throughout the year.
Awesome.
Again, it'll be a good event. It's all about the experience. That's the big thing.
Let's swing back to the Ohio State shoot real quick. Let's talk about our sponsors. Christina, either you or Jake, we have some sponsors already, and we have some spots open. So let's talk about that for a minute.
So, Christina and I kind of sound like Sean and Jason at this point.
We'll sit back and listen.
Our sponsors will appreciate it, though.
We apologize. Beretta came through with a huge donation. That's where all the guns came from. They're a title sponsor. RC Ammo came through in a big way with a bunch of ammo to give away. Can't do anything without our Promatic traps, Jason. I apologize. But
nobody's perfect, Jake.
Well, but we can try really hard to be, and that's why we use Promatics. Gameboard US. They love the FitTask, so they're going to want FitTask and FitTask and FitTask, and we appreciate Dom and all his support from Gameboard US. Then you get to some of our local guys. Miller Management sponsored the prelim. Steve Miller's a good friend. I've known Steve for a long time. And then Republic Waste with John Burke on the 5 stand. And then Briley Manufacturing is a sub-gauge sponsor. Winchester is a super sporting. Fiocchi is the sub-gauge fit task. Still looking for that make or break sponsor. Want to increase that cash for the show of guns.
That's
So
a good
if anybody's
opportunity for
out there,
somebody.
that's right.
Yeah.
Lots of recognition. Again, you guys are going to get loads of shameless plugs from these two guys sitting to my right.
Well, and not only that, Ed does such a good job.
Oh, it's the experience.
Yeah.
If anybody sponsors that make or break, Ed will make sure and know everybody knows who that is. I mean, he does a great job.
I think we call out Ed and make him sponsor it.
But we have some spot. Are you done with your list there? Or you got more?
I mean, I've got a bunch of preferred sponsors like I said, I would sound like you guys if we went on and on and on for hours, but we can't thank these people enough for their support.
We'll talk about what's open. What I know, if anybody's looking to sponsor this event, I know we've got some station sponsors open.
We've got station sponsors open. Mr. Alley can detail that.
Yes, very easy. Everybody's going to get if you do want a station sponsor, very easy to get those. It's a 2 foot by 2 foot sign going to be up at the station for the whole event, right? For the main. Good way to advertise your business, especially if you're local. Even if you're not, you can put a QR code or something on there to get them to your website. We'll be making those and get those set up in time for the whole week.
And so let's talk about that. What is it? It's $300.
It's $300, and I think you can buy 3 for $800. $800, and there's still several of them left. So those will sell out, I think, as we start getting closer to the date. But those are a very easy sponsorship, and with a lot of exposure with all the shooters that are going through those stations.
So I know you are working on a title sponsor, and you'll have that answer soon.
Main event sponsor.
Is there any other sponsorships available?
So I got to plug my boss, who also owns Schwartz Quality Construction, for purchasing the trailer for the golf cart giveaway.
Oh, nice.
He didn't want any recognition because that's not who he is. That's not what Schwartz Quality Construction does. But got to give them a plug.
Yeah, absolutely. But is there, as far as availability on sponsorships, is there anything else other than the station sponsors and the make or break?
You can help the OSCA board out with the food.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
You know?
So like a dinner sponsorship.
Yep. And I'm sure Christina will grant anybody, as long as they want to talk about their product or service in front of the massive amount of people that will be there on Saturday night.
Oh, guys, we completely forgot vendors. He'll be there for vendors.
Oh, yeah. Geez.
So our state shoot is always a challenge with vendors because it runs the same time as the Grand American. Okay. I know Beretta will be there. I'm fairly certain Jaquez will be there. I've talked to a bunch of other people who are very interested because they'll be traveling from the Open and they don't go to the Grand American. Rhino Chokes will be there. But yeah, I mean, we're still working. We'll sell more of those as the date gets closer and everybody's calendar gets kind of sorted out.
Well, Cardinal has a hell of a vendor row. So
it's hard to predict when vendors are going to be in and out of there.
Right.
Christina, you're being way too modest over there. You're being quiet. You're smiling.
I'm listening to all the information. It's all great. It's all going to be found on our website too shortly. So
talk about that.
Anything. Well, we have our website up. The OSCA runs and builds that, so it's a work in progress. But everything we've talked about today is going to be posted to our website. We do have a Facebook page, so make sure and like and follow us on Facebook. You'll get all kinds of updates in that way as well.
That's the Ohio Sporting Clays Association, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little plug towards Score Chaser. During the week, we'll probably send out text messages and such just to let everybody know what's going on times. And if you're a pro member on that, you'll get even more.
Oh my gosh, yes. Is Becky going to be there this year?
Becky Rogers will be in attendance.
Becky is awesome.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
And those of you that don't know who Becky is with Score Chaser, she's like Casey's unsung hero. I mean, she really is.
She's very valuable. We couldn't do it without her.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be awesome. I'm going to have Score Chaser on site.
I'm betting that we can get one of our sponsors to give away a gun once we get to 500.
Really?
You want to? I bet you could find one.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We probably could.
I bet we can.
We probably could.
I bet we can.
Shall we task our sponsors with that? Or
Let's do it.
Call them to the carpet.
Let's go, Allie.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, we can make a couple phone calls.
We can. I think we know.
You guys find one, and I'll find one. We'll give away 2 for 500.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right, so everybody get signed up. More guns.
I know somebody that knows somebody that may or may not have robbed somebody.
Okay.
I think I can make this happen.
Okay. Sounds good. Go with it. Hurry up, go fast.
This is what always happens. I mean, we're in May. Our state shoots in August.
Yeah.
And we are constantly adding sponsors and giveaways.
Listen, it came up to the final hour last year, if you remember correctly. We had people coming up going, hey, wait a minute. I didn't realize, I didn't know, I want to help out. And we literally had last-minute sponsors last year.
Yeah, and you'll have that. And then raffle ticket time will be a big deal. I know our Clay Crushers team is probably going to sell another cooler full of bourbon. Raffle tickets will be available for that.
Oh, speaking of which, just so everybody knows, on the C word for the make a break.
Show of guns.
Show of guns.
There you go. I keep messing that up. Is it 10%, Christina? Is that what we agreed to?
Oh, I'd have to look at
spreadsheet. I'm pretty sure it's 10% of the bid money goes towards a scholarship fund. And
yes, we've been talking about that.
Yeah, so that's important for everybody to know, because I mean that money is going to a really good cause. I mean, these youth shooters, we love our youth shooters in the state of Ohio, and this is something that's very important to us and to give back to the community.
Absolutely, we're the home of SCTP Nationals. I mean, every club in Ohio has benefited from that event being in Ohio.
Absolutely.
You know, you look at participation on youth teams, and yours has gone up. Everybody's has gone up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Sean Ollie, this has been awesome, man. Any final thoughts on your part?
I'm just proud to be a part of this organization, first of all. I mean, I know I haven't been here a full year yet, but I've watched it kind of play itself out, come together, all the people that are working very hard to make this thing happen and make it as big and grand as we possibly can. So thank you to everybody on the board for all your time and efforts in getting this going. Thanks you to Jake for taking the horn on the shoot. Obviously, managing Cardinal is a big responsibility, and this is probably one of your bigger events of the year. And of course, thank you to Christina for all the hard work you do as our president. So, I mean, we all play our part, and it's what we do.
Christina, that is a sincere thank you. I mean, we appreciate you as a board president. Any closing thoughts from you?
Well, the OSCA is always an open ear, so any shooters that have any suggestions or want to say or speak their mind, we're open for it.
Awesome. Jake, what about you? Closing thoughts, my friend?
To echo Christina, how do you get any better if you don't hear the criticism?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So if we don't do it well the first time, give us another chance. I promise we won't disappoint.
And let us know about it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, look, if people didn't make mistakes, pencils wouldn't have erasers.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
And we're human. We're going to make mistakes, but you know what? We can learn from those mistakes and make it better next time. So, as for myself, you know, I've been very proud to be on this board, and I'm going to continue to be on the board, you know, as long as I still have residency in Ohio. Still have a house here. So, but now, Sean, one of the things that the OSCA mirrors in their mission statement is what we mirror in our mission statement here at the Dead Pair. And that's, you know, we're always talking about, you know, introducing new people to the sport and being in support of those people that are. So what do we tell everybody every week?
Well, take somebody new shooting out. It's a very easy thing to do, and it's probably the quickest and easiest way to keep growing our sport. Get somebody new out there, young or old, boy or girl, man or woman. If you get them out there with a gun in their hand, you show them what kind of fun they can have breaking some targets and put a smile on their face, it sells itself after that.
Yeah.
Easy. It's a downhill run, and the next thing you know, they're buying guns, they're buying glasses, they're buying shooting vests, and they're off to the races.
And if you already have a friend that's a recreational shooter.
Yeah, well, then maybe think about twisting their arm and see, hey, you know, do you like to compete? Do you like to really kind of go out there and mix it up? Yeah, encourage. Yeah. I mean, it's fun, man. I mean, we say it all the time. This is probably the best community of people that you could ever meet.
Absolutely.
Seriously. I mean, there's just so many great people we've met over the years, and I'm thankful every day for the people I get to meet and greet and shake hands with at shoots and when we travel around doing our podcast stuff and when we're shooting. So
absolutely
great people.
Of course, the Dead Pro Challenge, which you two probably contribute to that every day. You know, our Dead Pro Challenge takes someone new shooting once a month. That's the challenge, is we want to see one new person a month that you're taking shooting. But you guys, being club managers, I'm sure you probably have a constant influx of people that have never shot before, that you're taking them on a course and showing them which way the brass goes in the gun, and, you know, well, we point the gun that way and that kind of thing. I mean, I'm sure you probably both have dealt with that, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's, you know, that's the the thankless part of you guys being general managers.
But it's the essence of what we are. I mean, that's their experience with Christina and I is what's going to pave the way, whether they're going to be a recreational shooter or an NSCA shooter. I mean, that's their experience and interaction with us is how they perceive all of sporting clays or all clay target disciplines for that matter.
That's right.
That's right. And if you guys are looking for more information on either the Cardinal Center or Eagles Nest Sporting Grounds, you can go to our website, thedeadpair.com, click on the clubs page, and you can find all their information there under the Ohio listing. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it very much. Hopefully we got some good information out to anybody that's thinking about attending the shoot or didn't know about the shoot,
No.
We'd love to have you along, and this is a personal invitation from Sean and I, as well as the OSCA. Come visit us at the Ohio State Joint.
Yeah, give us a chance. Don't miss out. It's a great shoot.
That's right. Sean Alley, until next week, my friend.
We can't wait to see you all back here on the Dead Pair Podcast.
We'll see you next time on the Dead Pair Podcast.
The Dead Pair. The Dead Pair Podcast is brought to you by Elite Shotguns and Vero Beach Clay Shooting Sports and is fueled by Fiocchi USA. The Dead Pair theme song was written, arranged, and produced by Toby Tomplay. Big thanks to the following sponsors: RE Ranger, Odo Pro Technologies, Rhino Chokes, Dawn Grant, Score Chaser, Taconic Distillery, and Atlas Trap Company.